know, she said, well, then we've got Greece. What if one of us is in Greece? Then it's going to help us. We've taken care of that, girls. She'll stop.
She's done the same thing before at my school.
Yes.
Tony? 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 We're starting up again. Yeah.
Okay, is the mic on? Okay. Okay, can we start? Am I on? Okay. We're live? Hot? Okay. All right, so we're kind of flying through it here. This is a group of bitches, but we're starting with pretty high armband numbers. Don't ask me why. I'm just going along with the program. So here, this group starts with, looks like they're still calling people in. I think a lot of people are confused. They thought we had more of a break. 148 is Nirvana Itapuka. 150, Champion Turi sending serious signals. 154, Grand Champion Bronze, Josefina Itapuka. Number 156, Grand Champion Bronze, Spring Willows don't take less than 100. Number 160, Champion Zindika's Memory Chaser. Number 164, Champion Epic Select Moore's Karma Changing the World. And they're calling other people in. I think people are kind of rushing to get armbands. Oh, here we go. Here's one more. Kelly, what number does Kelly Harmon have? 162. 162, Champion Kuroja Hat Trick. Okay, so we've got 7 in this group. Alrighty. Gonna go around the ring quickly here. So the first bitch up in our best of breed competition here at BCOA 2021 is number 148, Nirvana Itapuka, bred by Savio Steele, sired by the Champion Kazor's Take Me All the Way, out of Brisa, Guardos, Doval Verde, owned by Christian Morales Reyes, and Savio Steele in Miami, Florida. And the agent on this bitch is Milton Lopez. Again, this is number 148, Nirvana Itapuka. Okay, next up is Champion Turi Sending Serious Signals, bred by Barbara and Jared Reisinger, sired by Champion Dark Moon's Bada Bing, out of dual champion Taji's African Queen Disa, SC, CA, BCAT, CGCA, CGCU, TKA, owned by Barbara Reisinger, Meredith Dennis, Chris Dennis, and Michael Work. And this is a 1/4 African bitch, down from her maternal grandmother was a Congolese import. And Barbara's first homegrown on her own breeding. And this little 1/4 African girl was best puppy in the African stock exhibition. Right. Next on the table is Grand Champion Bronze, number 154. Grand Champion Bronze, Josefina Itapuca, bred by Savio Steel, by Imponente Damayas Itapuca, out of Nejon Classic Mamasu Itapuca, owned by Christian Morales Reyes in Miami, Florida. I happen to know that Savio Steel calls Sue Kite Mama Sue. I think that's where that giggle comes from.
Congratulations. Yeah, I know. I'll have to come back later or something. This weekend. I'll be here tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay.
Again, this is number 154, Grand Champion Bronze, Josefina Itapuca. I'm so sorry. Got something in my throat. This is number 156, Grand Champion Bronze. Spring Willows Don't Take Less Than 100. Bred by Laura Owen and Kathy Britton Sanchez and John Guidos. Sired by Grand Champion Eldorado Nakwaba Night and Day. And out of Grand Champion Bronze, Connie Teaser Silver Lining at Spring Willow. Owned by Laura Owen and Lorena Teets in Atwater, Ohio. And that was shown by Laura Owen. Okay, now quickly on to the table. Our next exhibit here is number 160. Zindika's Memory Chaser, bred by Cece Rapé, sired by Grand Champion Silver, Astartes Sir Tristan with Pips at Kazor, out of Grand Champion Zindika's Got Moxie, owned by Adam Kozakowski, Cece Rapé, and Chris Maxka. Adam is another relative newcomer to us. I know he's been really excited to be finishing his first dogs on his own as a new handler, and he's recently relocated to Dallas, Texas from the East Coast. I'm glad that he's here with us. Again, this is number 160, Champion Zindika's Memory Chaser. Owner handled by Adam Kozakowski. Okay, and our next exhibit is number 164. Champion Epic selects more Karma Changing the World, bred by Becky Blansett and Tracy Leonard DVM, Hunter Calvigleg, and Shane Moore. Sired by Grand Champion Bronze Dual Champion Barassus 51 Comeback Kid SC CAA BCAT, out of Grand Champion Epic Select The Course of True Love SC BCAT, owned by Becky Blansett, Tracy Leonard DVM, Thomas Wright, H. Calavage, and S. Moore in White House, Tennessee. Again, this is Champion Epic Select Moore's Karma Changing the World.
Have you been in yet? What is it? What is this? This is the first special, big special. There's 3 cut big special. So I came in, made a cut, and then cut down.
And this is number 162, Champion Croja Hat Trick. Breeder owner handled by Kelly Harmon. Sired by Champion Bushwhacker Croja Breaking Bad, RA FCAT CGC, out of Grand Champion Bronze Dual Champion Croja Hockeytown Hero SC CA FCAT. Okay, so that's our section, our A section of bitches. Judge Canalizo's taking a look. Number 148, Nirvana Itapuka. And she is making the cut. Now number 150, Champion Turi, Sending Serious Signals. Now number 154, Grand Champion Bronze, Josefina Itapuka. And she is making the cut. Now number 1, that was 156, Grand Champion Bronze, Spring Willows Don't Take Less Than 100, who made the cut. And that, moving the try, was Champion Zindika's Memory Chaser. And then there was number 164, Champion Epic Select Moors, Karmika Changing the World. And number 162, Champion Kroja Hat Trick was the final one around, and she's made the cut. Okay, so she's keeping the 4. Number 148, number 154, number 156, and number 162. Okay, so this will be group 2 or group B of the bitches. Okay, how's this going? Okay, we have 170. 174, 176, 180, 184, 186, 172. Okay, so this class is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 in our class, or our section, I should say. This is the second section of bitches in Best of Breed at BCOA 2021. Judged by Mr. Michael Canalizo, who was born and bred into the dog world. Parents being judges, and Afghan specialists, Afghan hounds. Can really appreciate a judge who understands a primitive breed, especially with so much stress and everything that goes on with having a national specialty. Okay, taking the first 4 around to loosen them up. And first look. And now the second group. Alrighty, our first exhibit on the table in this second group of bitches is Champion Kuroja Puck Bunny, breeder owner handled by Kelly Harmon. Here's another of this litter by Champion Bushwhacker Corrosia Breaking Bad, RA Fast Cat CGC, out of Grand Champion Bronze Dual Champion Corrosia Hockeytown Hero, SCCAF Cat. Again, breeder owner handled by Kelly Harmon of Southgate, Michigan. So there was a sister to this one in the last group that made the cut, and there was a brother to this in the third group of boys also. Interesting to be able to have the opportunity to see multiple litter mates all in the same show and handled by the same person. And again, this is Kelly Harmon with Champion Corrosia Puck Bunny. Okay, now on the table we have number 170. Grand Champion Classics Who's Zoomin' Who. This bitch was bred by Sue Kite and Jeff Gillespie, sired by Champion Classics and Desara's Dress for Success out of Grand Champion Marjani Wits End Mark of Carbon, owned by Samantha Ionata and Lisa Pontius of Coventry, Rhode Island. Again, this is number 170, Champion Classics, Who's Zoomin' Who? I'd like it, it keeps falling down. Yeah. See how it just keeps doing that. The next exhibit on the table is number 172, Champion Undercover USS America Legend, bred by Susan Schroeder and Gail Whitehurst, sired by Grand Champion Undercover Amara Simon Says Legend, out of Grand Champion Nuttin' But Undercover Ice Princess Ilsa to AB, owned by Susan Schroeder and Gail Whitehurst, residing in Bronson, Florida, with owner handled today by Susan Schroeder. Number 172. Now.
Let me fix it for you.
Okay, thank you. Now on the table, we're looking at Grand Champion Zamorati's Bombette, bred by Sarah Smith Faulkner and Jeffrey Faulkner, sired by Grand Champion Otterossi Meisterhouse Brass Monkey at Zamorati SC, and out of Champion Arubmix Grand Torino at Zamorati SC. Owned by Sarah Smith Faulkner and Jeffrey Smith Faulkner. Betty here is handled by Sarah. Betty is young, just a little bit over a year old, born in August of 2020, and she's already won a specialty and has her grand through all the pandemic. Again, here is Grand Champion Zamorati's Bombette. Awesome. I think that feels perfect to me. Then I don't have to change my posture to talk. That's great. Thank you so much, Tony. Okay, now we are looking at number 176, Grand Champion Bronze Signet Amelia Bedelia, bred by Brenda and Sierra Castle, sired by Champion Meisterhouse Jadaka Breaking Dawn, out of Grand Champion Signet Tissagon with the Wind, owned by Brenda and Sierra Castle in Joshua, Texas, and expertly handled here by Sierra Castle. And Amelia Bedelia's had a great year too. Again, this is number 176, Grand Champion Bronze Signet Amelia Bedelia with Sierra Castle. Okay, next on the table here is number 180, Champion Undercover Nuttin' But a Bit of Jacuba, bred by Janice Harrison and Rosella Bowen, by Grand Champion Sequest Jacuba Silent Storm, out of Grand Champion Bronze Undercover AB Hurricane Irma. I want to hear the story behind that one, that name. Owner is Janice Harrison and Rosella Bowen, handled by Janice Harrison of Southport, North Carolina. Again, this is number 180, Champion Undercover Nuttin' But a Bit of Jacuba, On the table now is number 184, Grand Champion Aquaba's Eldorado As You Like It with Sky High. Bred by Pam Joffrey, Sheila Lund, Susan Coe, and Lori Stargell. Sired by Grand Champion Aquaba and Eldorado Romantic Journey to Sky High, out of Champion Sky High's Just a Matter of Time. Owned by Susan Coe in Healesville, Victoria, Australia. Woo! We've got an American dog going to Australia. I love all this international stuff. It's fun. And hey, big shout out to all of our overseas viewers who I understand have been listening from all over the globe for our Facebook feed. We are so delighted to share our national specialty with you and that you're here reveling in our community. So great. Again, this is number 184, Grand Champion Aquaba's Eldorado As You Like It with Sky High. Owned by Susan Coe and shown by one of the co-breeders, Lori Stargell. And now we're looking at number 186. Grand Champion Undercover Amara Abbey Scioto Becat, bred by Gail Whitehurst and Wanda Pooley, sired by Grand Champion Undercover Amara Voyager Vance JC, out of Champion AB Undercover Standing Ovation. Owned and handled today by Connie Camp of Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, this is number 186, Grand Champion Undercover Amara Abbey Scioto Becat. I'm noticing one of the breeders, Wanda Pooley. Gee, we miss Wanda. We haven't seen her at a national specialty for a really long time. If Wanda's out there, big shout out to you, Wanda. We miss you. Okay, so now we're taking a look at the class, or the section, the second section of bitches. Judge is asking to see number 176, Grand Champion Bronze Signet Amelia Bedelia. Wants to see her back on the table. Again, this bitch is bred and owned by both Brenda and Sierra Castle, shown by Sierra today. Out of Champion Meisterhouse, Jadaka Breaking Dawn, and out of Grand Champion Signet Tisa Gone with the Wind. Okay, that was it. That's all that he wanted to see from there, I guess. So here we go. That was number 166, Champion Croja Puck Bunny. And she is making the cut. Next to go around is number 170, Grand Champion Classics Who's Zoomin' Who. And she is making the cut. Next up is number 172, Champion Undercover USS American Legend. And now moving is number 174, Grand Champion Zamarati's Bombette, who has made the cut. 176 Grand Champion Bronze Amelia Bedelia. Number 180 Champion Undercover Nothing But a Bit of Jacuba, and number 184 Grand Champion Aquaba's Eldorado As You Like It with Sky High has made the cut. And now number 186 Grand Champion Undercover Amara Abbey's Kyoto B-Cap. So he's taking one more look at this group. Seems he's keeping 4 and letting 4 go. One last look. Okay, so he's taking another look at number 172, Champion Undercover USS American Legend. And he's taking her into the cut. So we have 5 in this cut. We have number 166, Champion Kuroja Puck Bunny. Number 170, Grand Champion Classics Who Zoom and Who. Number 172, Champion Undercover USS American Legend. Number 174, Grand Champion Zamarati's Bombette. And number 184, Aquaba Eldorado As You Like It with Sky High. Okay, now we have the next group of bitches. 168. Ooh. Okay, here we go with our third group of bitches in our 2021 National Specialty. Taking the first 4 around, and then we have another group of 4. First on the table is number 168, Champion Aerobik's Uptown Girl, bred by Pat Sambura and David Davidson. By Grand Champion Gold, Champion Aerobik's Take a Chance on Me, out of Grand Champion Silver, Aerobik's Top Model. Owned by Pat Sambura and David Davidson. who resides with Pat Sambura in El Sobrante, California. We miss you, Pat. Can't believe it's a national specialty without you. Hope you get feeling better, Pat, really soon and come back and see us next year in Purina. Purina Farms outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, and this is being handled by Brenda Castle. Again, this is number 168, Champion Arupmex Uptown Girl. Number 168, Champion Arupmex Uptown Girl. Alrighty, next on the table is number 182, Grand Champion Undercover Nuttin' Butt Anastasia, bred by Susan Schroeder and Gail Whitehurst, sired by Grand Champion Undercover Amara Simon Says Legend, and out of Grand Champion Nuttin' Butt Undercover Ice Princess Ilsa to AB, owned by Janice Harrison. Okay, now on the table, we have number 190, Champion Sundiata Tzikas Esqueta, bred by Heather Cruciate and Chris Maxka, sired by Grand Champion Silver, Sky High Budget for Fashion, out of Grand Champion Sundiata Tzeta, CA BCAT TKA, owned by Joan Duska, Chris Maxka, and Daryl Duska in Bruce Township, Michigan, and handled today by Chris Maxka. Again, this is Champion Sundiata Tzeta's Esqueta. Again, Sundiata Tzeta's Esqueta. Now on the table, we look at number 192, Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Floating on Air, bred by Kim Bird and Bill Humans, sired by Grand Champion Bronze Dual Champion Barassus 51's Comeback Kid SC CAA BCAT. Out of Grand Champion Jasiri Sukari Inherit the Win for Kisa. Owned by Mary Caporaso and Kim Bird of Branchburg, New Jersey. Now on the table, we have number 194, Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Electric Love, bred by Kim Bird, Gail Zluzek, Bill Humans, by Grand Champion Bronze, Kisa Love at First Sight, out of Champion Kisa Surrender the Storm, owned by Mary Caporaso and Kim Bird in Branchburg, New Jersey. Again, number 194. Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Electric Love. Again, this is 194 Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Electric Love. Now on the table is number 196, Grand Champion Lightspeed's Guardians of the Galaxy, bred by Julia Albert, DVM, and her daughter Sienna Youngkin Albert, sired by Grand Champion Bronze, Champion Zamarati's Doc Holiday, SC DCAT RATO, out of Grand Champion Tissa Signet Kiss Me Once, JC CA BCAT, owned by Julia Albert, DVM in Pocatello, Idaho. Again, this is number 196, Grand Champion Lightspeed's Guardians of the Galaxy, with Julia Albert. And now on the table is number 198, Grand Champion Anku Paving My Own Way, bred by Carrie Jones, Graham Burton, and Mike Jones, sired by Grand Champion Platinum Mibraze Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, RN, JC, CA, BCAT, CGC, TKN, out of Grand Champion Bronze, Champion Laurel, Frankly Speaking, I'm on my way elsewhere, owned by Carrie and Mike Jones in Eota, Minnesota. Again, this is number 198, Grand Champion Anku, Paving My Own Way, with Carrie Jones. And now on the table we have number 200, Champion Deluxe Alternate Endings, breeder owner handled by Natalie Sherwin, sired by Dark Moon Supernatural JC, out of Champion Deluxe in cahoots with Zindika. Natalie's been a super worker in my corner of the woods in the Pacific Northwest, where we're looking forward to hosting the BCOA National Specialty in Greater Seattle in 2023. We look forward to being able to host all of the U.S. and our global friends. Big shout out to Dee Hardy and Trish Hallam, who sent us a notice that on Facebook that they're watching from England tonight with their snacks in hand on the big screen TV. We hope that you'll come and join us. And everyone else listening, should be a great show for us at the wonderful Argus Ranch. More on that later, as we have this lovely look at number 200, Champion Deluxe Alternate Endings. So BCOA 2023 will be AKC weekend number 31. And we will have, it will be in conjunction with back-to-back Evergreen Basenji Club specialties, as well as BCOA and the Western Washington Hound Association show at the lovely Argus Ranch. And you can look up Argus Ranch on the internet, argusranch.com. And it's where we had the national a few years ago, well liked by everyone at the foot of Mount Rainier in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And that'll be in first week of August. Keep tuning into the BCOA website for more details on that. And next year we look at, in 2022, going back to Purina. Okay, that was the judge taking one more look at number 168, which is Champion Rubmix Uptown Girl, handled by Brenda Castle for Pat Simbura. And she's made the cut. That was a Rubmix Uptown Girl, number 168, making the cut from our third group of bitches. Now moving is number 182, Grand Champion Undercover Nuttin' But Anastasia, and she too will be making the cut. And now moving is number 190, Champion Sundiata Tezetka's Esquera, and she's making the cut. This is now number 192, Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Floating on Air. And now number 194, Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Electric Love, who has made the cut. Number 196, Grand Champion Lightspeed's Guardians of the Galaxy. And number 198, Grand Champion Anku Paving My Way. And number 200, Champion Deluxe Alternate Endings, has made the cut. So those that made the cut in this group are number 168, Champion Rubmix Uptown Girl, number 182, Grand Champion Undercover Nothing But Anastasia. Number 190, Champion Sundiata Tezetas Esqueta. Number 194, Grand Champion Kisa Moringa Electric Love. And number 200, Champion Deluxe Alternate Endings.
By the time I walked to the rental car area to see the sign that said go to the garage where the cars are. So then it's like, the walk
Okay,
back.
here we go. So from 148,
And then when I got there,
154, 156, 162. Oh my, now I'm losing count. Oh, I see. 162, 166, 170, 172. Ah, this is the bitch cut. Okay. So like last time, he's going to come through and he's had 3 sets of bitches that he made cuts of 4 or 5, and now he's going to cut this group down.
Thanks for the blessing.
So anyway, there was no notices posted or anything else about the credit card stuff, but I asked Michael, he has your, he wanted me to make sure you do that with all. Yeah. He pointed out somebody to talk to, so I talked to this young lady. She subsequently got back to me and told me where or when judges are scheduled. But the bottom line is there's like nothing arranged ringside operation today.
Okay, he's taking a quick look at each of his bitches here, having them go and make a quick stop. A little free stack, seeing how their feet land naturally without being touched.
Well, yeah, so there's that national, there's the percentage national, there's the regional, yeah, so why is she going to?
This is the second or third time I've seen Mr. Canalizo sweep bait out of the ring, making sure nobody gets distracted by somebody else's throw bait. It's very considerate of him. The line has been going in front of my line of vision, and I can't get the numbers fast enough to be able to give the shout outs here. So I hope to be able to run through all these numbers again really quickly with you folks listening to us tonight, today, depending where you are in the world. Okay. So here Mr. Canalizo looks down the line, probably giving an idea of, hope his ring stewards told him how many awards of merit he has and such, so he knows. Okay, number 148, Nirvana Itapuca. Number 154, Grand Champion Bronze, Josefina Itapuca. Grand Champion Bronze, Champion Spring Willows, don't take less than 100. Champion Corrosia Hat Trick. Champion Corrosia's Puck Bunny. Champion Classics Who's Zoomin' Who. Champion Undercover USS America Legend. Number 174, Grand Champion Zamorati's Bombette. Undercover 182, Undercover Nothing But Anastasia. No, oh, he's pulling up Champion Rubik's Uptown Girl. Okay, so it looks like our cut is number 148, Nirvana Itapuca. Number 155, Grand Champion Spring Willows, waiting for, no, Grand Champion Spring Willows, don't take less than 100.
What's the latest on the show?
Number 172, Champion Undercover USS American Legend. Grand Champion, number 174, Grand Champion Zamorati's Bombette.
So all the judge changes.
Number 168, Champion Rubik's Uptown Girl. Number 190, Champion Sundiata Tizeta's Esqueta. Number 182, Grand Champion Undercover Nothing But Anastasia. And number 200, Champion Deluxe Alternate Endings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, got them. It was 8 bitches, weren't there in the final? Yeah, I got them all.